So I just seen Us this weekend, and I have to say this is another win for Jordan Peele. He did his thing on this one, but that's exactly what I'm here to talk about. So let's go ahead and get right into it. And this movie stars Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke. And this movie is about the Wilson family who takes a vacation to a beach house just to get away from it all. But upon their mother's better judgment after having a traumatic experience when she was younger, they try to enjoy their time there. But that's when things take a turn for the worse when they run into a family of doppelgangers whose intentions aren't that good, to say the least. Now the family must work together if they plan on surviving this horrific ordeal. Now, getting into the best and worst things about this movie, of course, the acting in this movie was just incredible. Everybody in their respective roles, the parents to the children, did awesome, but not taking anything away from any of the other actors. But of course, the standout is Lupita Nyong'o's performance. Her performance in this movie rivals that of Toni Collette's performance in last year's Hereditary, saying that it is an Oscar-bound performance. What she did, the emotion that she brought out of the character, is just simply brilliant. And if you come out of this movie just not liking it, one thing that you surely can take out of this film is that the performance that she had in this film was purely great. One of the other good things about this movie is just the idea behind it, the premise. Like I stated before in other reviews, even on my podcast, that if a movie has a great premise, original, or just unique, then you will capture my attention. And the way the movie was crafted, it was something to witness in theaters. The way that this movie was shot, I just simply loved the tone of it, and just how it's really not your typical slasher that I'm gonna kill you type of movie, but it had a lot of sophistication behind it. And of course, it had a hidden message similar to how he went about making his 2017 film Get Out. And you can tell even from when the movie first starts, just the information that was given and what was shown somehow was going to make its way back into the plot some way or another. And that's really just not a spoiler, because that's exactly what my mind frame was going into this film. Because if you've seen Get Out, then you already know. But this movie isn't without its flaws. Jordan Peele does something in this movie that had me walking away from the film kind of confused. He does something that other filmmakers have done in their films, trying to be creative in the story that they're trying to tell, which is sacrificing realism for the sake of presenting their art. Meaning that when you think about how certain things work in a story, it just doesn't make sense logically. It's like, we get what you're trying to say, but when you take away what he's actually trying to say in the film and just look at it as like a straight horror film without the metaphors, it loses its value. Like, some of the scenes really don't make sense, and it's just all revolving around how it ends. I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but I wasn't too fond of the ending. I wasn't a real big fan of it, because when you start to think about it, okay, it was cool, but it just doesn't work. I felt like he could have gone a different direction, but hey, that's just me. In conclusion, this is a good film to check out. Jordan Peele shows that he knows exactly what he's doing and how he's supposed to do it. With 2 movies under his belt so far, and both of them being at one point reaching 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, says something. The route that he took with this movie is very bold and ambitious. The actors that he chose to portray these characters were perfect in their performances. The horror aspect with bits of comedy worked, but it does leave some unanswered questions, and just for me, everything worked all the way up until the end, because that's when things start to fall apart. But however you felt about this movie, it most definitely is going to be a talked about film for at least the next few weeks, as well as the next coming months. And it really did do its job as a horror film. And how does it compare to Get Out? Even though they're slightly kind of different as far as the horror aspect of it, myself, I kind of lean toward liking this movie a little bit more, but I do realize that Get Out itself was more of a well-crafted film, if that makes any sense. But with all that said, I had to give this movie a 7. It is definitely worth checking out if you haven't checked it out already. And so yeah, that wraps up my review for Us. Hope you guys liked it. Check out everything else I got to offer on my channel, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Hey, before you guys leave, make sure you hit that like button as well as that subscribe button. And you see that little bell? Make sure you hit that to turn on your notifications. That way you'll be notified for anything that appears on my channel. Hope to see you guys next time. Peace out.